Market manipulation. Pumping. These are all the things I really want to pump. Oh my god, I gotta tell you, I really gotta work on my schedule. I feel so freaking bad that I'm not doing content as much nowadays, but as of recently, there just hasn't been a lot of interesting topics that I really want to talk about. There was a thing with Seismic Shock TV and how he's stealing content on TikTok after quitting Pokemon, and that's pretty much the extent of it. I don't really have too much to add. I do recommend watching Opossum Buzz video on it though, if you want more details on the whole situation. What I can say though is I'm just very disappointed in him. I just didn't think he would stoop that low. Anyway, holy shit, I'm already going on a tangent. Let's talk about market manipulation. I know, it's so 2023, but bear with me, alright? I wanted to talk about this because it involves my friend on YouTube. And I know it might seem biased if I take the side of someone I already know, but I just wanted to clear up a few stuff and just give my whole opinion on it. Is it the correct one? I have no idea. Do I think it's valid? I sure think so. So take it as you will, form your own opinion about it. And I'm not going to be hurt if you disagree whatsoever. So, to bring you guys up to speed, the new Pokemon set Temporal Forces just released. And with the release, people noticed that some cards were out of nowhere going up in price in like barely in a day. One is, for example, the Iron Crowns. At one point, it was selling for 50 bucks. And then, boom, overnight, it went up to 200. Now, obviously, it kind of halved down to around 100. But it's just kind of funny how people look, how a deadass goes from $200 all the way down to 100 and say, well, Pokemon market go boom and drops. That's just how things happen. This is so real. This makes total sense. My man, no. The Pokemon market isn't the freaking stock market. It's not that volatile, man. Normally, stuff goes up little at a time. It doesn't go like double, triple, quadruple the price in a day. Maybe it has the ability to drop 4 times the price after release, but certainly if it goes up 4 times after release, there's some sketchy shit going on, man. I can't believe I have to say what this is, but for any of the new people going into the hobby, buyouts are someone or a group of people buying a card and listing it for 3 times the price. Now, because that's too obvious and nobody's gonna be fooled by that, what people end up doing is they ask their friend or go on their alt account and list a copy of that card for 3 times the market price, and they just buy it. What happens is that other innocent people that are selling the same card online are looking at the sold listings and realize that someone had just bought it for 3 times the price. The sellers follow suit and list the cards to match those recent sold listings. That's how artificial growth of prices like this happen. Now, a single sale can influence the market price of a card. Now, just imagine if a group of people did it and did some insider trading, because that's basically what it is. And it causes a lot of irreversible damage to the prices. It's also funny that the card the buyout bros tried pumping was the card that had the moon in the background. It's like the moment they saw it, they're like, holy shit. It reminds me of her, man. Oh yeah, I gotta pump this shit.
Cause guess what? Here's what happens. Right? Give me a second. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Right?
No matter what I do, it reminds me of her. It's freaking hilarious, bro. God dang, it's so cringe, man. It's so cringe. Now, let's move on to Exhibit B and the whole reason I'm kind of doing this video in the first place. Ghastly AR, baby. Also from Temporal Forces. And all the scallywags on Twitter were doing surprise Pikachu faces because they couldn't put their 2 brain cells together and figure out why the hell this was happening. So basically, this card went to $15 to $40 to $50 as the recording of this video. That's a lot, especially just for an illustration rare or art rare. And it bugs me to the core that people genuinely think it's Gen 1 tax. Oh, it's from Gen 1. Of course it's gonna be more expensive. I see no here. I see no problem here, officer. Okay, what was it with that voice? What am I doing, dude? It's called manipulation tax, bro. It ain't Gen 1 tax. Gen 1 tax doesn't exist. Gen 1 tax is just another way of saying people like Gen 1. That's it, okay? There's plenty of cheap cards that are Gen 1. It's so freaking... Why is the freaking Ninetales art rare or illustration rare not going for freaking $50 to $100? Huh? That's one of the most popular Gen 1s. Huh? You don't know now, do ya? Oh my god, bro. I'm going to... And if you don't believe me, I'll show you how easy it is for someone to manipulate the market. Dama, he is a good content creator and friend of mine, and he was sharing his purchases of the Ghastly AR on his Instagram stories. One of them was going for auction, and it ended up at $69.
Ooh, funny price.
And he also bought a few other listings that were going for $30, $20, and etc. And after his few purchases of the card, it went crazy, coupled with the fact that a lot of people were talking about it on Twitter and frothing at the mouth like this is the craziest shit they have ever seen. Now, Dama himself said that the price of the card definitely went up because of him and because of his purchases. Now, do I think Dama is the sole reason for the Ghastly price going up? No. Do I think he contributed a lot to the price via his purchases online? Yes, I definitely do think so. But here's the thing, he's not trying to gain anything out of this. He's not trying to sell the Ghastly. In fact, he's probably going to lose money if he tried, because people who want to pump the card have hundreds that they bought at a cheaper price. That's just how they're going to make money in the first place. Dama also wants to get a really good looking copy of it to get that black label from BGS. So he's definitely not the pumper to point the finger at, but the outcome still remains the same, and that's kind of what I want to highlight. Dama displayed how easy it is to artificially inflate the price of a card without even trying to. Just imagine if he had the connections with other stores on TCG Player or eBay and bought out their listings. The Ghastly would probably be at $100. Anyone with a decent capita can do it. And honestly, that is something that a lot of people don't know is a thing. All they see is a graph going up and they think to themselves, well shit, time to buy and make a bunch of money. It also goes back to a moral dilemma. Where is it really a bad thing to begin with? Is it bad that people want to make money by artificially inflating the prices? Well, you can make your own assumptions about it, but we need to look at it for what it is. It is market manipulation. I personally don't like it, and I personally wouldn't buy it for that price, but hey, you can decide for yourself which side you're on. You don't have to pick a side even. I mean, who cares? But a lot of people are being fed misinformation of what this is. This isn't Gen 1 tax. This is just insider trading pretty much, and buyouts, manipulation. Now, again, is it a bad thing or good thing? I personally think it is. I personally think it's very scummy, and people who do this should not be in the hobby, but that's just on me. Anyway, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later, weebs.
でもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心は進化